Have you ever wondered how people are sometimes able to literally live off of their investments? Like they put a ton of money in the stock market and then for some reason they don't have to work a job after that. I know I have. The answer is they are probably living off of their dividends. So let's talk about what that even means. Hey guys, how are ya? It's your girl Jackie from the Financial Literacy Tribe coming at you with a brand new video. So for today, we are talking about the basics of dividends. What are they and how can you benefit from them? Basically, in a nutshell, a dividend is just when a corporation cuts you, their shareholder, a check. That means that you have purchased stock in that particular company. And so as an incentive and as a way to say thank you and to also simultaneously encourage other people to also purchase stock in that corporation, they cut you a check depending on how much profit it is that they made that quarter, or some companies even do it monthly, but usually it tends to be quarterly. And it's probably a really great way for companies to raise collateral and to have a lot of spare money that they can use toward other projects or different things by just selling out stock and shares of that particular company. Unfortunately, not every single corporation does this, but definitely a fair amount of them do. And so for investors, if you're putting money into the stock market, this may be a great way for you to get not only a good return on your investment, but also a way to make extra cash on the side. Just as an example, this was, I think, last year, back in 2019, just as an example for you. But the corporation Chevron was paying out $1.29 per share per quarter in dividends. That means that completely separate from any growth that actual stock experienced in the stock market, this corporation was paying you, cutting you, the shareholder, a check for $1.29 for every single share that you purchased in their company quarterly, which is 4 times a year. So, I mean, as you can imagine, $1.29 doesn't sound like a lot, but there are some people who have a lot of shares in particular companies, or they have a lot of index funds or mutual funds. So, I mean, certainly if you have a lot of shares, that can add up quite nicely. So there are definitely a few caveats to that. The main one is that this is optional. Companies and corporations do not have to pay you money as a thank you for investing in them. And mostly the corporations that do pay out dividends, they do it if they have good profits that quarter, if they do well that quarter. So as you can imagine, I mean, right now it's January 2020. Stuff is kind of a hot mess. If a corporation is not doing well, then they're going to be less motivated or less able to actually pay out dividends to their shareholders. So it's kind of hit or miss. But definitely when the economy is doing well, when the stock market's doing well, it's a nice way to make a little scratch. And obviously, the more money that you're able to invest into the stock market, specifically in corporations that pay out dividends, that would be a really great strategy on how people ultimately are able to live off of their investments, is that they save up enough in the markets. I would imagine it is probably a gargantuan number, to the point where they are actually able to live off of what it is that they are making in dividends on a quarterly or monthly basis. That's a lot of moolah. So obviously investing doesn't come without its risks. Obviously it can be extremely risky to be putting that much money into the stock market, but I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. Certainly if you have a dividend investment strategy, like your goal is to specifically invest in corporations that pay out dividends, let me know in the comments because I would be very interested to hear that. Certainly I am looking into it, which is why I did this video. As mentioned, if you are not currently subscribed to my channel, you are going to want to hit that subscribe button. And for more content similar to what we talked about here, be sure to check out my blog, which is available to you at focusedfrugalfab.com. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!